Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 video. Now recently we looked at the zero content update for Battlefield 2042, that being season 1 of the game releasing tomorrow. In the meantime, I thought it'd be a pretty good move to actually evaluate something which is currently in the game, that being the 1.0 update for Battlefield 2042. Now this update actually came out yesterday, but I wanted to give myself ample time to experience this and make a list of things which I find personally quite interesting. Alright, so this update is pretty big, and it's actually quite similar to the 0.4 update or the 4.0 update, depending on whatever you want to call it, in the fact that it is a big heap of bug fixes, balancing, performance enhancements in some cases, and of course quality of life improvements as well. Update 1.0 has introduced a shitload more XP events. Wow, damn, a modern Battlefield title releasing some new XP events is exciting. This timeline is depressing. But no, seriously, depression aside, this is actually a genuinely good move from DICE. This is a rare DICE dub. Essentially, the introduction of vehicle assists, or should I say reintroduction, as it has existed in pretty much every modern Battlefield game prior to 2042. The addition of headshot bonuses, Avenger bonuses, and multi-kills as well. That's just to name a few. The actual list is incredibly long, and it also includes some actual innovation, like being able to get XP from revives that are a result of your smoke. So you can pop down smoke, maybe your teammate gets a kill, and you get a little 10 XP bonus. Now this is absolutely 100%, and I want to stress this, the most bare bones feature you can expect in a Battlefield title. The fact it has taken 7 months to introduce this, sad. Like, this makes me sad. But the thing is, with 2042, we can complain all we want, but at the end of the day, if it's been added and it actually works, then that's unfortunately a win for this game. Battlefield 2042 now actually feels like you're being rewarded for your actions. Instead of your vehicle kills getting robbed by some Donny in a fucking little bird, you are instead attributed a little smidgen of recognition. There is a greater emphasis on teamwork as a result of this, and just in general as well, you will find that you're feeling like you're actually doing something, like you're contributing in some meaningful way. Moving on, now man, this is meat. Specialist voice lines have actually been removed from the end of round screen, and I just want to let that sink in for a little bit, because DICE have actually listened to us. It's truly incredible. Now don't get your hopes up too much though, because there are still voice lines at the beginning of rounds. They have seemingly been toned down to match a bit more of the mature setting and tone which DICE are apparently attempting to establish. With this considered though, one thing really stands out to me, and that is how Angel's sarcastic voice line, the one which DICE themselves used in their developer briefing to highlight how out of touch and tone deaf their quips are.
Look at this serious team, hey? Let's have fun.
Has actually been added to the game. Like, it is now a genuine quip.
Look at this serious team, hey? Let's have fun.
What? No, that's not real. I don't know if this is a piss take, like this is some spiteful, petty ass move on DICE's behalf, where they're like, yeah, okay, we'll listen to you because this is what you have told us, but fuck you because you can't get everything you want. So here is an absolutely god-awful, sarcastic, out-of-touch voice line to remind you that Angel is still a character, and we still want you to give a shit about his lovely Romanian head. Anyway, look, moving on, there are also a heap of quality of life features. Some of these are a little bit boring, so I'll kind of just grace through them. The medic incoming box is now a hell of a lot more accurate. It doesn't take like 2 seconds to update the distance, which means that generally people don't bleed out as fast, but 2042, no one, absolutely no one waits for revives, so, you know, you can't really change that, because your game design is fundamentally flawed when you're so fucking bored, sat there staring at your specialist and your cool skin, which you unlocked for 75 levels of playtime, instead of being in the first person, immersed in the battlefield. That's why people bleed out, because they're bored. You have designed it specifically. I apologise. I've had a rough couple games trying to get footage for this video. Also, another return of a legacy feature. The good old you versus foe returns, which counts the amount of kills you have against someone and they have against you. The UI is slightly less nauseating now. It's less intrusive, and in some areas as well, it's actually been adjusted in terms of its color scheme, like the little gun menu thing in the bottom right, so that's kind of cool. Movement itself is also slightly less janky. It doesn't kind of what's the word, stutter. It doesn't feel as floaty. Not perfect by any means, but now you have a sliding animation or some shit. I don't know, man. Reviving has also been adjusted, and the camera is no longer flung a full 360 degrees when you're revived. Instead, you're actually positioned roughly where you should be, you know, where you expect to come up. So that means that you're not spawning looking at the fucking sky when you're getting decked by 10 men. Overall though, the quality of life features are nice, and they make the experience just feel that little bit more polished, like you're not actually trying to physically fight the game which you paid money for. Moving on, there is a heap of stealth changes, which are probably the most interesting aspect of large Battlefield updates these days. This includes changes to the lighting, which is quite subtle and only really noticeable on maps like Manifest. There's also new particle effects, especially with defibs. Breakaway as well has been given some light snow effects. It is so not noticeable, but like, it's kind of cool, I suppose. Manifest also has this absolute seizure-inducing spasm of lightning. We're talking like 7 strikes of lightning at once. But it all looks really nice, to be honest with you. And really, that just about sums it up, on top of, obviously, a heap of bug fixes and general polish. But that is Battlefield 2042. Update 1.0. It is essentially the 0.4 update. That's what it feels like. And as the name implies, this is the state which the game should have launched in. Obviously it didn't, but now we're at the actual release of 2042. Hopefully DICE can focus their attention on not just giving us a single map for future expansions. That just about sums it up. Cheers for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and as always, I'll catch you lot in a bit.